Story 19 of The Sun's Babies by Edith House. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Kitty Crayfish's Housekeeping. Kitty Crayfish passed the first part of her life clinging under her mother's bent tail. But one day her mother said, "You are old enough to take care of yourself now, little Kitty. Make a house in the bank, and always creep into it while you change your shell." She swam to the bank at the side of the stream, gently placed Kitty on a flat stone, and left her there. Kitty was not at all afraid. She was very tiny, but she was exactly like her mother in shape, and had the same strong claws and jaws. She set to work at once to burrow in the bank, and soon had a neat little house made. Tired with her hard work, she threw herself down and slept. When she woke, she felt hungry, so she went out to look for food. She walked forwards, creeping on 8 of her queer jointed legs, but when she reached the water she turned round and swam backwards, using the blades of her wide tail as front paddles, and bringing all her swimming legs and swimmerettes into play. She made a good meal, for there were plenty of worms and grubs and tiny fish on the mud floor of the stream, and her nippers were long and strong. While she was feeding, Old Man Crayfish came striding along the mud floor. He would have eaten her for dinner if he could have caught her, for he was very fond of tender babies now and again. But she saw him coming and was off before he could reach her. She swam back to her new home well pleased with herself. Her housekeeping had begun well. She felt that she was able to take care of herself. A few days later her mother peeped in at the door. "You seem very comfortable," she said, "but are you not coming out today?" "No," said Kitty. "I don't feel very well. My shell feels far too tight." "Ah, it is going to split," said her mother. "I can see it looks very thin. You are quite right to stay in. Don't show yourself till the new one is hard, or somebody will devour you." Kitty stayed in her house, lying still and feeling very queer. By and by her shell split across the back, just beneath her shield. She pushed her head out through the slit. Then she slowly drew the rest of her body out, till she stood quite outside her old shell, shivering and cold, and a little afraid. Her old covering lay there, legs and feelers and shield and tail, even the skins of the eyes on their little stalks. She herself stood in a new shell, exactly the same in shape, but quite soft. Afterwards Kitty became accustomed to these wonderful changes, for she grew so fast that she had to have a new shell 8 times during the first year of her life, 5 times the second year, and once every year after that, till she stopped growing. Each time she had to hide in her house till the new shell became hard enough to protect her. Then she swam out again, hungrier and stronger than ever. She has been living in her burrowed house for years, making it bigger as she herself grew bigger. She is there today. She is a mother crayfish now, and carries her little ones under her tail until they, too, are big enough to keep house for themselves. End of Story 19.